Ghetto Garage is back at it, working on this shit pile. Now, the engine seems to be running good after everything we've got done so far. I haven't had any noticeable leaks pop up. I think there is a little bit of oil in there, but that could be pooling from everything old that's dripping down. But like we've mentioned, we had kind of a howling noise when we're driving, and that could be just from misalignment after doing the tie rods and the ball joints, but it could also be a wheel bearing.
Since we're making the trip and getting the alignment today, we're going to do the wheel bearing that it sounds like it's from. And now from experience, you know, the noise can be thrown from one side to the other or from the back to the front, but we both agree that this is the best place to start.
Yep, so we're going to do this, we're going to get the alignment, and we're doing this knowing that we could still potentially do the other side, but the alignment has to happen at some point to rule that out.
Yep.
So we're not going to do both wheel bearings and then the alignment. We're going to start here. Hopefully that fixes the howl.
So the shop that we know that's going to do the alignment is going to press the bearing, so we're actually going to take this out, run it up to that shop, he's going to press the bearing, and then we're going to come back, put it all back on, and then run the car up to get aligned, and then we'll be good to go.
So that's a daily project.
Nope. Alright, once again, this toolkit of awesomeness saves the day. Got a whole setup going on here. So hopefully this, oh, kind of screwed ourselves here. Should have thought about this before we took that off. But we got lucky, it wasn't rusted on there.
Florida car.
Has its life in Florida, probably original rotors, but look at that, it's rusty.
You're breaking off so easily.
I wonder if they'll pop out of the joints easily, probably not. Top one will probably come right off, bottom one's gonna be jaws of life. To come in without the star wrench?
Yep.
Sweet. Is there a speed sensor on the side that goes into the side of
Yep. Could maybe try the 5mm T-handle.
That's it?
Yep.
Yes. Folks, remote control car tools, auto tools, same function.
Huh.
Got it up? Yep. It's a speed sensor right there. We'll get that cleaned up before we put it back in the housing. Try and get everything nice and neat and out of the way.
Shouldn't be too violent, you think.
There we go. One.
Some kind of sucks to get on, haven't we?
You know how we did it last time? I did it.
Asshole.
Dick. Hey Dad, if I wanted to hear from an asshole, I would have farted. Violence. Man, that wasn't coming this way. All you people who knock that loose with a hammer, what are you doing? Hitting on that thing all day long? Hitting on that with a hammer all day long. You got better luck hitting on Heidi's hammer.
All that for that. All right. So we got all of our ball joints off. Shock tower's free besides the bolt. Axle nuts off. Calipers off.
That should just slide out. I think I gotta do this, get this lower one free.
Are we gonna pop the rotor off when it's?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I think we'll be able to do that.
He thinks we can do it.
Oh, fucking boy genius. There you go. You wanna go grab a screwdriver? Magnetic head.
Helpful, except now.
I think we should just get this on the ground and
Okay.
back to my original plan.
Stupid idiot, son.
Distracting me.
You done yet?
We gotta listen to this. Remember I told you that bushing?
That pushing?
Yeah. You're supposed to tighten it when it's on the ground. So we tightened it while it was up, and then when you let it down, it twists the bushing instead of allowing the bushing to play in its natural state.
Oh, I gotcha.
So it won't go down at all. Knuckle buster! Okay. There we go.
I don't think she's supposed to sound like that.
That kind of sounds like a quiet growl.
That doesn't sound like a quiet growl. That sounds like a, hey, I'm broken growl.
That sounds like a quiet version of the noise.
Yeah, when you add 3,000 pounds to it,
Yeah.
it's gonna holler at you and say,
Hey, fix me.
dummy, big dummy.
Get your wallet out.
That sounds like crap, guys. Ooh. Oh yeah.
Alright, so we've got some time to kill. We dropped our hub assembly off at Big T's shop. So now we are going to kill some time by switching the diff fluid. And we would do the transfer case, but we've got the paperwork showing that that was done recently. Now, was it done with the right fluid or the best fluid?
Don't know.
We don't know. You save money where you can. But we got some AMSoil, so we're putting the Primo stuff in this. It's just one of those things. You have a little bit extra cash to spend, you may as well, because high quality is worth it in the case of your fluids. So first step's gonna be, I gotta get this front plastic piece off where these bolts, they kind of go in. There's a couple different kinds. I don't think any of them are the right kind. I hate this plate. After that, we'll take the stiffening plate off and then we can get at our diff. So we've got things set up to do the differential fluid. We drained it where it was sitting, got it all emptied out. Now, before you go filling this, you're gonna wanna get your car back down to where it sits naturally. But for the setup, right here is your fill hole. So we've got a tube, we fed it up from the bottom. Now we've got it up top here, so we can fill it easily, relatively. And we fill until we see a little bit drip out.
Yeah, and normally you would do this with the other tire on and lower it down to its natural height. We do have the quick jack set up, so we're able to lower it down to its normal height using the quick jacks. So we had the ability to do that a little bit differently while we're having the bearing pressed. That is the proper way to do it, because if you have the vehicle up and tipped back, you have a potential to overfill your differential, and you don't want to do that. So just keep in mind, the one thing, because I'm using the quick jack, it's now not resting in its lock position, it's resting on the piston. So you want to do this kind of quickly, because you don't want to have the car on the piston versus the lock mechanism on the quick jack. Good taken care of.
Use the good stuff. We got ourselves some AMSoil.
So you don't want it to be pouring out of there, but we've got it dripping out.
And now what we'll do is when we raise it back up, it'll tip it back, but we know that because it's at its level point and it's dripping out, it's at the appropriate fill level. So we can just tip it back up and put the jacks back in its normal position and put the fill cap back on, and she's done.
We've got our wheel bearing back, so now we're gonna get it put back together. Pretty straightforward, just goes in the way we took it out.
Now, that's nice and smooth and quiet.
Alright, wheels are back on. We got our wheel bearing in. Now we're gonna take this for a quick spin, see if that fixed the noise, and drop it off for an alignment. We've got this thing back from the alignment, and whew, it's tight now. I like this, it's like a brand new ride. Wife should like it, she'll be happy. Closing the day out, we just have one more issue. It was an oversight we had in our tire stupor during the awful oil leak fix. The serpentine belt. We kind of got out, we wondered what smelled like burning plastic. It's usually a bad sign, so look into it. Hard to tell until we get this fan shroud off, but there's a spot under the alternator that when we took the belt off to pull the alternator forward, when we compared it to the old man's Beamer, which has the 4.8 liter V8, the pulley is set up different.
And I put it back together wrong. I just did. I put it back together wrong.
But looking at that one versus this one, he gets some credit because he had it right for his. It's just
Different engine.
They look the exact same though. We're gonna get that fixed quick, and then now, knock on wood somewhere, should be daily driver ready.
Yep.
So to get at this belt, best way, just pop this off. Don't fuck around, grab the pliers like we talked about in the other video. Just slides right out, easy first try.
It's fighting me.
Damn it, Bobby. There we go.
Some BMW mechanics out there. Idiots.
I'd have had that off already.
That's how you do it.
Then this, you just get everything unplugged, take out these two bolts,
and we'll show you what the serpentine belt looks like before and after.
Fix that fucking thing.
Okay, before we show you the belt, we gotta get this out of the way because it's hitting our heads and we don't like that. That ain't gonna work.
It's making me angry.
You don't like him when he's angry.
Help me. I'm gonna hit my head again.
All right, so now we're gonna dive in.
And there's a belt tensioner after I get my adapter.
We're just gonna hang on a second. Back into the engine.
That's a little loose.
We'll be back in another second. Take 3.
T60 it is. Some guy online said it was a T55. It ain't. Let's turn it way back over here. You can see that just loosens the belt. Just take it off. Ow!
Hot.
A little bit.
Compare the parts.
Yep.
Looks about right. Now this one, this is where it was rubbing
Big dummy!
on a
Big dummy!
line, and it's not supposed to be all smooth. You're supposed to have that texture to it. It's ribbed for her pleasure. So,
That was all about 2 minutes.
yep, real quick. And also, that's one that I'm sure they charge an ungodly amount to replace that belt, like they do really on any vehicle. That's not a BMW thing, that's just a serpentine belt thing. The belts are cheap, and
That was $30.
you usually get hosed on it if you gotta bring her in.
Yeah, this one wasn't bad at all. Done deal.
Done. Put it back together. Old man's gonna take it for a test drive.
Can't wait.
See that mine's quieter than his now.
It is. I need rear wheel bearings, so.
Stay tuned. Might do those on mine, his, who knows. There's always more going on. But this popped on. Now, here's a question for anybody out in the Beamer community, the mechanic community, or the E53 worldwide group. What the hell is this for? On a 4.4. Our 4.8 that we go off of does not have this little hose, but this 4.4 does. Any cracks at that? Comment. Appreciate it. Otherwise, take this out for a test drive. Go from there. Now you guys got to get yourselves a dad that, while you're cleaning up, goes through and starts wiping down your car that smells like a Russian whorehouse. Lubing up all the doors and everything. This is great service here. Really no complaints at all.
Right, we tightened up the door panels too so they squeak less. Listen to that, or don't listen to it, because it doesn't make noise anymore.
The name of the game is making it quiet today.
Quieter than mine.
Is good. And if you're watching this and you've never owned or ridden in a BMW, you just need to appreciate these doors. They're the sturdiest closing doors you'll find on any vehicle on the road. Alright, I got to drive it back from the shop. We got the new belt in. No squeaks. The old man's messing with my seat.
I am messing with your seat. Do you hate it when people do that? Oh, it died!
Do you want me to put the camera right in the mirror?
As long as I can see light. Used to be a truck driver. Freak people out. You're gonna hit that! No. Still light shining through that half-inch crack. This is nice. There's mine.
There's the other one. Straight.
I don't know how you live like this with the seat.
There's the wife. She's short.
Half pint. This is the right SUV for her. She can just hop right in. Oh, this thing's way quieter than mine. I need rear ball bearings or wheel bearings for mine.
Yeah, it's silent in here.
Oh yeah, we did a nice job in.
Yeah, not to pat ourselves on the back, but this is a tight driving vehicle now.
Yeah.
And we've been going off the other one as an example, and we surpassed that one. So.
Yeah, I got to quiet mine down. Oh yeah. My rear wheel bearings now, I know, need to be done. So.
Yeah, and for anyone who is new to the game on these, I think as we've found, the hollow noise is the wheel bearings.
Yeah. When you get a growl or a hollow noise.
Yep.
That's your wheel bearings. Just do them. The front ones are not. You gotta know someone who can separate the hub assembly and press the bearing in for you. Some shops will do it. You know, the prices vary. We have an awesome dude that took care of us today, and Yeah, it turned out great. There's no noise in this thing, other than that sunroof a little bit.
Sunroof leaks a little air, but that's on the bucket list of things we're gonna fix on this thing before it dies. I think that's another day in the books. We got everything we wanted to get done today.
And then some, yeah.
Yeah, so like, subscribe, we appreciate it. Catch you on the next one.